What's up, everyone? So our tomato plants in here, since I've taken that cover off, have really bounced back and they are just thriving. I didn't water them for 3 days, so I watered them nice and heavy tonight and get them going and get them to perk up just a little bit. But we got some flowers on there. Everything's looking really good in here so far. And look at these sweet potatoes. I don't know if we're gonna get much off them because the time we got them in the mail was pretty late. But if we get one or two, hey, the kids will like them and Sarah likes them.
So we have the best cantaloupe muskmelons we have ever had up here. We've got one here that is about half the size of one you would get at the store, and we actually had one earlier today, cantaloupe. I think it was the Minnesota midget cantaloupe for lunch that accidentally somehow came off the vine, and it was very, very good. So I'm excited to see these all growing, and I think we're gonna have a lot of cantaloupe and muskmelon this year.
We are actually gonna get some cucumbers this year. So that's a new brand or a new kind, and I forget the name of it. Do you know how to keep your chickens quiet? Watch. It's a little trick. We got a couple cucumbers over here, and these I know are the ones that we really like. This was that kind Sarah really liked.
Parisian pickling cucumbers, I believe.
And we have quite a bit of them actually. Well, 3 of them. I'll leave these little ones, but so it is August 16th and we're finally getting our first cucumber. Next year will be better. You have years like this that are just, oh well. But we have a couple of plants that are pulling through really good, so it's some more that are dying. So, you know, it's not all bad. We might get an explosion of cucumbers just yet before the end of the year. So I broke this off by accident, so might as well take some dill seed and dill in the house with the pickles.
Oh, it smells so good. Oh my goodness! How are these strawberries still going so strong? And so many flowers yet. Yeah, it would help if I had this, I suppose. I thought it was just going to be 1 or 2.
That's what Evan and I thought. Now we just kept going.
Then you start moving.
See, look
the
at like
leaves.
this one's white and a little bit of red, so tomorrow that one's going to be good.
When were you and Evan out here? Was that like
Yesterday.
2 days ago? Yesterday. There's a ton of more.
There's a ton of more?
There's a ton of more. Sun for the sweetness. Water makes them juicy but not sweet. Yep. So we just watered them to get rid of the wasps, hornets. I'm not even sure what they really were, but
I think they were hornets.
You think so?
Yeah.
They always seem to land on those red strawberries, and the kids and us have all, I think, been stung over the years at least once.
Last year was really bad. We all got stung with trying to get strawberries out of there because they're trying to eat the bottoms.
We are kind of surprised how well these beans are doing. These were the contender bush beans, and these plants are almost as large as our other plants. I can't quite remember what variety those were. They might have been a provider bush bean. But there's no beans on them yet, but hopefully we'll be getting another round of beans here off of these. This is where our garlic was planted, so we had pulled that, planted this, and they're doing really well, so I'm excited. We know a lot of people have pulled their onions. A lot of them falling down like this one here. Everybody's got small onions this year, it sounds like, around here, and pretty much no one we know still has their onions in. The few people we've talked to that had their onions in yet, they were starting to rot in the ground. Ours are not, but I would say about 50% just in the last week are now laying down. So since we don't need to harvest them all at the same time, we're going to come through today and harvest all the ones laying down, but we're leaving these ones that are standing up because they're still growing. We're getting lots more side shoots off of our broccoli, so it looks like we'll be making a stir fry or something this week.
So our tomatoes have really started coming in, which I'm happy because we've been getting the first couple were too little amount to do any kind of canning with. So we made fresh salsa and we froze some. Beautiful.
Gonna stay in this moment, gonna lay here on the grass. I don't need to feel lonely, I am finally home at last. And I don't mind being gone on adventures for a while.
So does anyone notice a difference? So that tree right there, I need to cut down, and you'll see that there's a nice tree right there. It's an oak laying down. I already cut that one. That was the one that was in the way over there. And since we have done that, look where Sarah is. She's in the sun.
I think I'm in the sun till about over here.
Yeah. So now this whole half of the garden is finally getting sun, which it needed, I think, to help grow more. So we'll see if this helps, but I need to take down that one. And that one's leaning over our garden. So I don't want to do that one yet.
So now Matt got these trees down and we've got this sunny spot in the garden and we have some firewood now. I guess we got 2 weeds with 1 yank.
August 16th, and it's not growing no more, but it's forming the head. The head's about the size of a softball. The thing is huge.
So now that we finally have tomatoes in, we've got an idea of which tomatoes we like, and I think the winner is the Granny Cantrell. I keep saying it wrong. I think it's the Granny Cantrell. They're almost like this pink. They don't look quite ripe tomato, but they're really soft when they're ripe, and they have such delicious flavor. So we've been loving these for eating fresh on sandwiches, salsa, and things like that. But I have to show you our tomatoes that we've just been wondering what's going on with these, and we figured it out. These were our Italian heirlooms. Last year we planted a whole bunch of Italian heirlooms. They were our favorite tomato of the season last year. So good, so flavorful, and I wanted to save seed. So what I did is I planted each tomato variety in different places so that I could save seed from that specific plant. Unfortunately, the Italian heirloom plant that I had specifically planted to save seed from did not produce any tomatoes. So I ended up saving just a handful of seeds, I think 15 or 20 or so, from one of the Italian heirlooms in our garden, planted among all the other tomatoes. I planned on buying more Italian heirloom seeds, and I bought seeds from about 4 companies or so this year, but none had Italian heirloom. So I only planted those couple seeds that had possibly been cross-pollinated in our garden. I think they did. So this is what a lot of our Italian heirlooms are looking like this year. They all have green tops, but they're definitely ripe. They're almost like a purplish pink on the bottom, and they all have what I'm calling belly buttons. So they all have this little imperfection. So unfortunately, our Italian heirlooms this year, which we're so fondly calling our belly button tomatoes, what's happening is they still taste great. They're not quite as good as these Granny Cantrells, these Granny Cantrells, but they are pretty tasty. We do end up losing quite a bit of the top because it's green. A lot of these have split, which is kind of interesting because most of the others haven't. And I don't believe they're getting watered any more than the other tomatoes. A not so great feature about the seeds I saved. So hopefully I'll be able to find some Italian heirloom seeds so we can plant those properly again next year.
Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the street so many times my feet know every brick and stone could wear a blindfold. No matter what I do, I'm coming home to you. And I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why I'm always feeling homesick. Oh, all I know, all I know, all I know is this is where my heart is.
This is the moment we stopped and realized if we go any farther, we're gonna get that sprinkler to go off.
You gotta remember that this is about it.
Where the beauty never